Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about our Airbnb do's and don'ts. As an Airbnb host, I want to talk about the best and worst things that you can do when you're running an Airbnb. So why should you listen to me? I'm a super host. I've been on Airbnb for over a year now, have over a 4.9 rating, and I'm listed as a guest favorite. I launched in 2023, what everyone claimed was going to be the year of the downfall for Airbnb, but I actually hit an 80% occupancy a few months after launching. I actually just launched my second Airbnb last month as well. We're at the Airbnb today, so I want to show you guys that while we talk through our do's and don'ts. Okay, so let's go inside. Let's start with our first do's and don'ts. What you need to make sure that you're doing with your Airbnb is really treating it like a business. That means you're going to be tracking your income, but also your expenses that come in, repairs, maintenance, and you will be issued a 1099 by Airbnb, so make sure that you are filing your taxes appropriately. And don't overcharge or undercharge. Again, you're treating it like a business. In the beginning, it's okay to have a little bit of lower prices to get some, new clients in and to get ratings, but after that, you want to find the sweet spot for your pricing. Undercharging does lead to getting the wrong clientele. Trust me, I know from experience, but overcharging will cause you to lose out bookings to your local competition. And nowadays, Airbnb is quite saturated, so it's very, very easy for this to happen. Okay, for our second do's and don'ts, make sure that you are setting up systems to help your Airbnb run on its own. I highly recommend getting a professional cleaner unless that's something that you do for your job. Also getting smart locks so that guests can check in and check out on their own and you don't have to meet them for a key. If there is an emergency and you're not able to give them the key, that will definitely ruin the experience. So giving them something where they can remotely check in is honestly the best way to go nowadays. Use Airbnb's built-in features so you can add check-in and check-out instructions, a house manual, as well as a guidebook. And on the same vein, you want to make sure that you're not tying yourself to an Airbnb. Like I said, if there's an emergency and you're unable to provide the guests with the check-in experience that they want, that's definitely going to affect your reviews. But on that note, you also want to be able to have flexibility. So having remote check-in and check-out is a great way to do that. And on this note, you want to make sure that you are setting clear and transparent pricing and being honest with your fees. You can set additional fees for things like cleaning, pets, extra guests, and amenities access, but guests really appreciate it and will have a better experience if you're being clear and upfront with them. And please, for the love of God, do not be excessive with the fees. If you're not a professional cleaner, you should not be charging professional cleaning prices. Guests will notice and complain, and it will be reflected in your reviews if you are pocketing that extra money and giving them a subpar clean. Do you know how to fold a towel like a swan? Because I sure don't. I've always had a professional cleaning service, like I said, but I'm on a lot of Airbnb forums and boards, and honestly, this one comes up so much. Also, being a woman and going to an Airbnb where they say that if I stain a towel with makeup, they're going to charge me $20, but they don't provide a makeup towel, it just leaves such a bad taste in my mouth, and I've been noticing it more and more as I've been a host. Towels are a part of your wear and tear costs. If you cannot afford to replace them on your own, you should not be running Airbnb as your business. And for the last do that we will talk about today is to make sure that you're communicating effectively and efficiently with your guests. This goes back to running your Airbnb like a business. You want to make sure that you're ready to answer any questions and solve problems as they come up. A way to do this, especially in emergency when you have a repair that's needed or some sort of maintenance, is to just have a list of handymen or contractors that you are willing to work with and that are readily available. And you don't want to just set it and forget it. If you're unable to respond to those messages within an hour or two, you might want to consider getting a property manager who will be able to. You will be losing business if you're not responding in a timely manner because I bet you your competition will be responding. And Airbnb actually displays how long you usually respond, so I love to keep my response time within 1 hour. And if there's an emergency after the guests have already booked and the guest cannot get a hold of you, it's definitely going to reflect poorly on you. So today we went through 4 basic do's and don'ts for your Airbnb, these are things that will definitely come up and will be reflected in your reviews and your ratings, but it's also just good business as you're running an Airbnb, Vrbo, or another type of short-term rental. Some of this stuff we'll go into more in depth in a later video. I'm going to make a video specifically just focus on some of the systems that you can set up for your Airbnb to help it run while you are not there. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. But as always, thank you guys for watching and good luck with your Airbnbs. Just kidding.